All right, we're going to continue with our notes on domain and range. We just finished example 1, which is a log function. Now we're going to go on to example 2, which is another quadratic. In this example, I need to list the domain and range, but I want to be clear that this goes on forever left and right, and it's only a partial graph. So if I want to highlight the domain, the x-axis, it looks like it only goes from here to here. But that would be incorrect. Since it goes left and right forever, this continues on forever. Okay. Now, if I want to highlight the range, it looks like nothing would fall to the y below this point. So it looks like it's from this point on forever. Okay. So let's go ahead and list the domain and range. The domain obviously is going to be your all real numbers. I'm just going to use the interval notation, negative infinity to infinity. This being negative infinity and this being infinity. Now the range is a little trickier. It looks like it has a starting point of 1, 2, 3, 4, -4, and it goes to infinity. And this time it includes the number -4, so I need to use brackets. Going on, example 3. What kind of function is this? This is an exponential function. So I want to draw my arrows indicating it goes on forever and ever. I want to highlight the domain in blue. The x-axis, it looks like it goes from here to here, but that would be incorrect because it goes up and right forever. So I need to continue this. And again, the domain is all real. The range, on the other hand, it really doesn't look like there's anything below here. So the range only starts there and goes up forever and ever. So let's go ahead and do interval notation for domain. Domain is going to be negative infinity to infinity, indicating all real. Range. This is where you got to be tricky because there is an asymptote at y equals -1. So that means it approaches -1, but it never really gets there. So when I go to write my range, I need to use -1 as one of the endpoints and infinity as the other one, because that's infinity, and this is -1. But I cannot include -1 in the set because this function never really gets to -1. It's an asymptote. All right, and our example, our last example, example 4, is just a polynomial function. And we'll learn about these a little bit later, but right now you just need to know that it's an S-curve in this case. If I highlight the domain, it looks like it goes right and left forever. So the domain is going to be all real numbers. The range, since this continues up and down forever, is going to be all real numbers. So this one is rather easy. The domain is all real, or negative infinity to infinity, whereas the range is all real, also negative infinity to infinity. All right, that concludes our notes on domain and range. If you would like to ask some questions, just email me. We'll set a time up after school and we can go over domain and range a little bit more.